Okay, it's Friday the 12th, July 12th. It's 11:58, 92 degrees. I just started my dash. Just kind of taking my time getting it. Jeez, car to my right. Taking my time starting my day. I had the right of way, but still, you look over and you see a car coming. Anyways, I was taking my time getting out of that parking lot because sometimes I get about right here and suddenly I get like a Sonic or a Subway or a Taco Bell or something, which is right next to that gas station pretty much. I got a lot of video over the past couple of days that I ended up deleting because it just there's a lot of empty video. I don't know what you would call it, stuff that I wouldn't use that I've got to sift through. And from what I could remember, the stuff that I could use wasn't going to be all that interesting, so I just deleted it. But unfortunately, it means whenever I post something, it's hard to remember what I kept posted and what I don't. So if I ever say anything that doesn't make any sense or whatever, that's what's going on. That, or it's just, in the process of editing a day's videos, I'll be referring to something that I ended up not keeping in that day. Usually it doesn't really matter that much. It's not like I'm making a movie. Poor guy. He's out there all the time. I don't know if it's more than one. It might be more than one guy. But, it's 90 degrees. You got to sit there and wave. There used to be a sign spinner type person over at, you're not going to know where I'm talking about, but they would stand over at the intersection of eastbound 114 and 35. Over by a gas station over there. I never really paid attention to what the sign said. I think it was pointing people over to a nearby car wash. I'm not really sure. But there's this lady that would, she would dance and do all kinds of gyrations and stuff, just trying to get people to look. She was doing her job. And she was out there for a while, but I haven't seen her a long time. Just, the reason I'm talking about it just dawned on me. It's probably, she was out there for a long time. You would see her, what I mean is you'd see her every day and she'd be out there for several hours. But it's been probably at least 6 months. I think it's been longer than that. But, she always was like, lots of energy, and I don't know how she kept it up. Just doing that, making a spectacle of herself, and just high energy, for hours right there at that intersection, just standing there doing whatever she needed to do to get people's attention. I don't know how much she got paid for that. Hopefully decent. I imagine you're not going to get rich off of sign spinning, but I sure hope it paid more than doing this. I'm not sure which I'd rather do. DoorDash sucks a lot, but at least I'm in a car and air conditioned. I'm not like sitting there trying to be a clown for all these people going by. Alright, well, that was a whole lot of nothing. I'll cut this. Alright, just like a minute after I cut that last video, I got a Starbucks. It's a good way to start the day. $10.50 to go 6.3 miles. But, just a matter of getting over there. It's real close. It's too bad it wasn't Chick-fil-A, since that's where I'm at right now. But at least I don't have to try to make my way over to McDonald's or some other place around here that's difficult to get to in traffic. want to, my knee-jerk reaction is, when I get these pickups, to be like, yeah, this one sucks, or that one sucks. And then I start thinking, well, they all suck. The only one that I kind of don't mind picking up from is Chick-fil-A. All the other ones, they have their little quirk that makes it suck to pick up there. You can't just come in and get the freaking order and go. Okay. Cut it. Okay, got the Starbucks order.
Drive east, then turn left.
To be fair, the traffic lately, comparatively, has been not too bad.
Drive west, then turn right.
So far this week. The time that it was real backed up I was talking about earlier, I think that was the week before last. Must be a new driver. Somebody else is backing up. Go ahead. Oh man, what a mess. That's the SUV hadn't taken so damn long to back up. I don't know what they're doing. Oh. Only me, man. It's all this kind of crap only happens to me. Just let me get by, dude. They're gonna hit the curb. I think it's a new driver. That's funny. I start talking about how the traffic's been pretty good lately, and then this crap happens. There's no reason. If they're not turning right there, there's no reason why they couldn't have gone around it. All those people, what you're seeing right there, their cars will work. They're waiting on the drive-thru and in and out. Yes. And you're turning left. Oh my god, I'm just trying to get right here. Holy crap. That's all I was trying to do is get right here. But yeah, I get tired of bitching about, I know people get tired of hearing it, I get tired of bitching about traffic and DoorDash in general. A lot of this stuff, people, they might drive by an area or be in an area once a month, at most maybe once a day. I'm doing this stuff, multiple times a day. And yes, every job's got its thing, but I don't know. Anyways, the GPS in the DoorDash app will glitch out every now and then, and it won't, notice how it's not announcing anything? I don't have it muted. It does that out of it every now and then. Okay, and then you deal with this kind of stuff. You got the cones over there, right? Even the setup cones are, why are they even there? And then some of them are, kind of out in the middle of the lane. It's already a narrow street. You deal with that crap. So if there was a car coming out the other way about right then, you either have to slow down and maybe come to a stop, or hit the cone. And I got a small car. It's not like it was blocking off a portion of the road. It just had cones over there for some damn reason. mean, that's something, by the way, on that subject, that's something I always wonder. Okay, on these construction projects, who gets to decide when they're going to block off a lane, you know, put a bunch of cones and barricades out? Do they coordinate that with the local law enforcement? You know, and who gets to decide? Like I said, is it some sort of construction foreman? It's just whoever's there just does it? You know, who gets to decide when they can block these lanes off, roads off, drive-throughs off, and how long it's blocked off, and when they don't need it anymore, who decides, when and how the cones and barricades are picked up and where they're placed and all that stuff? Is it just real haphazard? Because that's the impression I get. That's illegal. Guy sitting there standing in the back of the trailer. Can't do that while it's going down the road. It doesn't matter what good reason they have for doing it.
The customer requested you leave the order at their door. They added the following instructions.
Somebody just moved here from Nevada.
Leave at my door. $8.50 tip. That's. Wish they were all like that. Yeah, I hate the freaking DoorDash app so much. Oh, man. I'm saying that because, it glitched out with the GPS, and then it does the thing that it does a lot, where you leave it at door, so you leave it at the door, so you got to take a picture. Okay, so you go up there, you click on whatever it says, complete delivery. I ignore whatever it says because I just click on the button, so I don't know exactly what it says. I think it's complete delivery. You click on that, and then it brings up the camera app that's integrated with the DoorDash app. And then it's just the red buffer circle. It just sits there. And you're standing in front of these people's door. They got a doorbell camera. They're probably standing right on the other side of the door waiting for you to leave. When you want it, you got to take a picture. It's part of the process, and it won't do anything. And you don't want to just keep standing there. Then you get back to the car, and then the camera app comes up finally. And you can't explain to the people, the reason I'm standing here isn't because I'm an idiot. It's a stupid app. Well, they ran the stop sign. I could tell they didn't have any intention of stopping. Yeah, the bitching about DoorDash will never end. The process, the DoorDash work, I guess, would be awesome
except for a few things. One, at least where I'm at. Okay, I'm just talking about where I'm at. The traffic over there where I dash normally is really bad because it's gotten worse just because of all the development, but also because of the construction, major ass highway construction started right when I started dashing. And then it's not just that, there's other construction that you run into all the time, like over here. That they're doing right now, just right when I started Doordashing. The construction's always been going on, obviously. But all this major construction started right when I started Doordashing. It's my luck. The other thing is these places that you pick up from. If these kids working at these places, these young people, if they would just pull their heads out of their ass, and just imagine themselves, okay, if I'm Doordashing, how would I want to be treated? And that would help a lot. Of course, that part is everywhere. And I guess this next part too, which is the DoorDash app. It sucks. And every time they quote unquote try to improve it, every time they make changes in the app, it gets worse. The app, in a year and a half since I started full-time DoorDashing, it's gotten worse. It's just a couple things, but they're major. But if we didn't have to deal with them, I say awesome. It wouldn't be awesome, but it would be a whole lot better. I wouldn't be absolutely freaking miserable, like you can tell. Just start my day like, man, I don't want to do this. At least not for the money that I'm making. Again, if I made more money, it would make it a lot more tolerable. But when you're making what comes out to be probably like $12, $13 an hour, it's awful. Just even saying that sucks. Just 10 years ago, $13 an hour actually would not have been that bad. Just freaking price has gone up so damn much across the board. Everybody's completely used to, $3.50 an hour, $3.50 gallon. Gosh dang it, $3.50 a gallon gas. People are used to it now. And they think it's been that way forever, and it hasn't, obviously. What just happened? I'm not sure this light's working. I sure hope that's not the case. I think this light might be malfunctioning. That's why we're so backed up. God damn it.
pull forward pickup truck next to me. I'm trying to freaking turn. I'm just going to go down a U-turn. Yep, it's like crap like that. You know, I was wondering why we were so backed up there and the light was taking so long. I mean, I know that light's kind of long, but it's not normally that long. And I looked over and there was a car over there kind of toward the front, the left lane. The guy got out. And about the time he got out, the car in front of him turned. You know, did a U-turn. There's a pickup truck came up to my left. I guess he wants to turn this into a double left turn. I had no intention of doing that, so I guess I'm turning to the outside lane. Come on, pickup truck, damn it. But yeah, I don't know if I finished what I was saying. So the car that was kind of the front, they U-turned. You know, because it's some of the cars, I don't know if you saw, they ended up just running the red light. But, you know, it's dangerous right there, obviously. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe the light wasn't malfunctioning. I just saw people running the red light stuff. And I don't know how long they've been sitting there. That'd be funny for all. Sitting there running red light and everything for no reason. I just got a Sonic order. $8 for about 8 miles. Going to Roanoke. I think I see police vehicle kind of further up the road. You probably can't see it in the camera right now with their lights on. I don't think they've got anybody pulled over. Here recently they've had police vehicles over here kind of directing traffic, I guess. I've never really been able to determine what they're doing. There's no police person or police officer out in the road directing traffic. I don't see any cars in front of him, but he's got his rear lights on. It doesn't have overhead, so it's rear lights. You'll see it in a minute. Yeah, right here. I'm not sure what he's doing. I hope I can turn here. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. One of the, well, just a second.
Sorry, does that help you?
Yeah, I've got a DoorDash pickup for Connie C.
You can pull forward.
I was gonna say, I think this is the only Sonic I've ever picked up from that has a drive-through. And you would think this thing would be where it's at, you know, see 114 over here to my right, you got all these hotels and stuff. You'd think the Sonic would just stay packed, but nope. You come here and so it's empty, just, you know, it's lunch rush right now. It's always like this. That cop is moving now. Or I thought he was. Well, his vehicle's moving. I thought he was, pulling out. He's backing into the same area he was just at. Oh, you know what he might be doing? There might be I think that's what it is. There's construction vehicles that have to get out on the road, and he might come out there and block traffic to allow them to get out. I wasn't really paying attention. That might be what just happened. Oh boy. I guess this is an example of why people don't come here. $12.50 was the pickup time. That was 5 minutes ago. I've been here well over 5 minutes now. Nothing but cakes. So after this one, now I got to cross back over 35, go to Nothing But Cakes and pick that up. It's especially bad when you go to these places and you see they're just barely, they're moving in slow motion. It's Connie C. DoorDash.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, I sat in that drive-thru for about 11 or 12 minutes. And there was only one car in front of me when I came up there. That's ridiculous. Start driving. Let's see if I can figure it out. Yeah, I mean, it's
Drive east for 400 feet.
dealing with constant stupidity. It gets on your nerves, man. I know. Every job has its thing. But there's not a whole lot of jobs out there that you're dealing with a large cross section like you do doing this. I know that doesn't make any sense, and any customer facing job, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people. No, it's not the same. So I go in there, the order's not ready, the to-go cabinet, the to-go pickup cabinet is right in front of me. So I'm sitting there waiting on the order, right? This McDonald's worker, they're sealing up a bag. So if they're sealing up a bag, I figure it's probably a DoorDash bag. So it might be mine. She gets done sealing it up, obviously, they've got all the food and stuff in it. Gets done sealing it up. Instead of putting it on the to-go cabinet, she just puts it on this like area behind the to-go cabinet where I can see it, but I can't reach it. Doesn't come up and say, doesn't say, see me stand there saying, hey, you're waiting on this order right here, or anything like that. Just sets it down and moves on, and I can't reach it. And I know what you're thinking. Well, speak up. Say, hey, that's my order right there. You can't do that without looking like a huge douchebag. Because you don't know exactly what's going on. You're thinking, well, surely you're not stupid enough to put it back there where I can't reach it. No, I'm standing here waiting on something. So you're thinking, well, maybe there's something else that they need to include. Just give them a second. But after you stand there for a little bit, you realize, no, they're just stupid. So that's when I have to. Then I speak up. As they're coming by, I say, hey, I'm here for a DoorDash order. That might be mine. But my point is why? Why put me in that situation? Why not, like I just said, put it on the to-go cabinet if you don't want to talk. Okay, that way I just grab and go. But if you're not going to do that, because of whatever stupid policy or reason you have, then just turn around. You see people standing there. Say, is anybody waiting on a DoorDash order? Last 3 4BA. I would have said, yes, I am. Okay, here it is. Thank you. What's so hard about that? That's what I'm saying. Why are things like that so difficult for people? Yeah, I want to say something real quick. I don't know what the impression is, but, I probably do come across sometimes as being somewhat high-strung and stuff like that, and I do. I worry about stuff. I think a lot of people do, but a lot of people aren't honest about their feelings and stuff, and they try to play Mr. Cool Cat. But then again, there are a lot of sociopaths out there, so who knows? But, because I care about the things I do, I care, like DoorDashing. DoorDashing is this menial task. It's not something that you want to make into a career or anything like that, but everything I do, I care about it, So that causes me to be a little bit more, I hate to use the word passionate because that's a little bit too strong of a word, but I can't think of another one. It causes me to be more passionate than I probably should be. But it doesn't matter what it is. It can be anything. But it's not like I just spend all my time just raging, I just do it because I'm talking to the camera. It's a lot of these things that I think of in passing in my head, and but because I'm saying it, it's it starts turning into this cascade effect, where I just kind of go on and on about it. I just got a stop and go gyro, $8.75, 12.4 miles. That's behind me. So in order to get to it, I have to exit here, go all the way up to this Eagle Parkway, cross back over and go all the way back to it, and then probably another 9 miles after that. So I can't do that. I don't know if you can see this car in front of me. Why? So it's stuff like that. Stuff like that. Usually I see it happening, but I'm not really thinking that much about it. But because I have the camera going, I'm talking, I have to articulate a little bit differently since I'm vocalizing my thoughts, so it makes it sound like I'm just really, like I said, high strung, real stressed out about absolutely everything. Of course, right now, speed limit is 65. Our speed has continued to drop. We were at 70, now we're at 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 50. Yeah, I knew that was what was happening. They're exiting, so the truck or somebody in front of the truck, that's something I absolutely hate. So here we go. If you're out on an interstate, highway, whatever, say the speed limit is 60, okay, and you're on the highway, you're getting ready to exit, okay, you don't, while you're on the highway, drop all the way down to, 50, 45 miles an hour, something like that, with anticipation of exiting. That's not what you do. I've talked about it before. That's not what you do. Now, can anybody tell me why you don't do that? Come on, car. Damn. It's the same one that straddled the lane earlier. Can anybody tell me why you don't do that? Why do you not, like if you're going down the interstate or highway or something, why do you not slow way, way down? Because you're getting ready to exit. If you got to slow down because of traffic out on the highway or interstate, that's different. That's not what I'm talking about. Come on, people. I feel like I got to do this all the time. We're doing 48, 55 right now. I'm going to get around this guy. 55. I'm now having to do almost 60 to get around. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know if it's a truck or the car. I think it's the truck. Joke's on them because I need to be in this lane. Anyways, so the reason why you don't slow way down is because you become a traffic hazard. That should be obvious. You become a traffic hazard. It's kind of a great example of what I was just talking about. This guy dropped all the way down to 40. It's like, why? First, he's not exiting. What's going on is there's a red light or whatever up there, so he's anticipating. But you can't do that. You can't say, oh, well, half mile up there is a traffic light, so let me go ahead and just get completely off my accelerator now. Again. So yeah, I got a stupid Twin Peaks order, $9.75 to go like 13 miles. I just went ahead and took it because I was going to be driving right by it anyways. It looked like it was going back toward the northwest. Because hopefully there's not anything stupid between here and there, and hopefully I don't have to sit here for 15. If I'm standing there for more than 10 minutes waiting for this order, I'm going to unassign it. Nope, cut it.
Drive northeast. Then turn left onto Throne Road Lane.
Okay, so I got the Twin Peaks order. It's showing a 26-minute trip time right now. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I see where it's at. Good grief. Man, it's way the hell over there. I shouldn't have taken this one. If it really is 26 minutes, that means it's going to take me altogether an hour. 26 minutes to get to the drop-off, and about that much to get back to this area. All that for $9 is not really worth it. But hopefully that's an overestimate of the time. I've talked about this Twin Peaks so many times, it kind of gets old, but yeah, I mean, so they're doing lingerie night, I guess, or lingerie day. So you can imagine what that means at this Twin Peaks. And I just want to tell all these guys in there, you just look like gigantic perverts, man. I know you all think it's cool and funny, and stuff, but it's just gross because they're all like fat, middle-aged guys or just guys that look like they just got out of jail. It's the same kind of people that you imagine seeing at strip clubs. It's just gross. But that's fine. Whatever. You're an adult. You want to go to a place like that, whatever. The one I have a real problem with is when they bring their kids. I wasn't looking real hard, but I didn't see any kids in there while I was there. But man, that's what I have a problem with. Anyways, what I was going to say is I was waiting in the parking lot for an order. And while I was waiting, I was having a sandwich. And I finished eating and was just checking a few things. And I looked down and I noticed that my zipper was undone. So these are the shorts. I posted a video here recently where I have some shorts. I'm going truck. I'm sorry. You're going to have to wait. No, you're going to have to wait, bro. I'm not waiting on your slow ass. I posted a video here recently about me having a broke zipper, and these are the shorts. I thought they were fixed. What's embarrassing is I don't know how long they've been broken. The zipper's been broken. It might be at that damn Twin Peaks. So I decided, well, we're kind of on a lull right now anyways. I'm just gonna, a bunch of junk over there. I'm just gonna go ahead and go home, change my shorts, because I'm not gonna go the next, 5 hours with a broken zipper. I go home, change my shorts. Of course, if I'd known that, I would have just ate at home. Yeah, it's embarrassing. I don't know if anybody noticed it. I mean, I'm not staring at people's crotches most of the time. So if you're a guy, you got a broke zipper or something, you're walking around, I'm not going to notice unless it's really obvious. But other people might be different, and it might have been obvious. I don't know. I'm wearing a t-shirt that kind of hangs down to my, below my waist, so it could have been covering it up. I don't know. I sure hope so, man. That would be so damn embarrassing. They couldn't have been before Twin Peaks. I'm trying to think if I used the restroom before that. I mean, and if it was, I don't know how I didn't notice. When this happened before, I went to zip up, and you can feel it's not zipping, because I'm not looking down. So I don't know how I didn't notice. I must have been distracted whenever it happened. But I'm trying. Okay, so I used the restroom at Twin Peaks. I can't remember what all the orders I've done. I did that McDonald's order. I didn't use the restroom there. I'm trying to remember what brought me down there. Oh, the Nothing But Cakes. I didn't use the restroom there. Sonic. I didn't use the restroom. So yeah, I think Twin Peaks was the first time. I think that's when it happened. I think it was at Twin Peaks, and that would freaking figure. So, because it's a big restaurant. It's a sit-down dining restaurant, and it's crowded. And you got all these girls walking around with thongs. Negligees, things like that. And so I had to walk all the way to the back of the restaurant to use the restroom, and then when I was done, I had to walk all the way to the front. So you can imagine. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I took a little bit of a break there. I had about 5 minutes left on my pause to dash before I started back up again. But yeah, I mean, again, the zipper was broke. I just changed shorts. It's too hot for pants. There's nothing I can do about it now, but hopefully it wasn't too obvious. I mean, I got out of the car, and as I'm walking to the door, I'm looking down. I was like, yeah, I mean, anybody just kind of glances down, you can see that my zipper's undone. Oh well, what can you do? Okay, I just got a Papa John's order. It's 2 pizzas, some buffalo wings, and cheese sticks. It says a beverage, so it's probably going to be a 2-liter. I'm guessing I'm going to drive over there and have to wait 15 minutes for it to be ready, too. That's funny. Oh man, this Papa John's. I think they must have had some people quit, because it used to not be this bad. I'm gonna have to stop accepting orders from this Papa John's unless it's really slow or something. Of course it was. It'll have to be really slow, and the money have to be really good. Anyways, yeah, I fought my way over here. I was even talking about it. And so it took me, at least 5 minutes to get here. I come in, I see some orders over on a rack. It's a warming rack. So I'm thinking, hopefully that's mine. There was a person in line in front of me. I had to wait for them to get done. Anyways, I check in. This particular guy, I've seen him plenty of times. He just stays on the phone all the time. He has a Bluetooth earbud, and he's just always on the phone, talking. And so you don't know when he's talking to you or anything else, but it's just really unprofessional. But anyways, he goes back. After I check in, he goes back. He's looking. he's got this kind of question look on his face. He can't find the order. So finally he comes over to me and says 2 minutes. I'm like, okay. And then so I sit down. About 2 minutes later, he comes over to me and says, "It'll be 5 minutes." And then he's kind of mumbling something. And I didn't know what he was saying. You know, he has a really heavy accent. And I'm thinking, there's no way this is going to take 5 minutes. I said, well, earlier you said 2 minutes. Now you're saying 5 minutes. I said, so you're telling me it's going to be 5 minutes now? And he said, yeah. I was like, well, 5 minutes and then I got to go. I'm gone. And, you know, of course, they don't care. So I texted the customer and put a note in the Dash app. The customer came back and just said, okay, thank you. I was hoping to cancel the order. So I waited. It was about 5 minutes. I was just getting ready to leave, and I got this Taco Casa order. So it let me unassign from this from the Papa John's order without a penalty. So that worked out, I guess. This Taco Casa was like $9.50 to go. I can't remember how many miles. Just a few miles. So that worked out. All right. Okay, so yeah, I got the Taco Casa orders. Yes, I'm saying orders, plural, because while I was in there, I got an add-on for that Taco Casa. So I waited probably close to 15 minutes for the 2 orders. I don't know, it probably was more like 12. All these places, they've got their thing, you know. So I could, every damn place except for maybe Chick-fil-A, I could gripe about one thing or another. But this Taco Casa, they don't make the order till you check in. So it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there or how long you've stood in line. They won't start it until you've actually checked in. Not only that, I don't know this for sure, but I think they prioritize non-mobile orders over mobile orders. And you know, they don't really move very fast like a lot of the places. You know, they've got one gear and they never go slower or faster than that. Well, they might go slower, but they definitely don't go faster. Doesn't matter how busy it is, it's just that one gear. Realize I actually do need that lane to my right. I'll work my way over there eventually. But yeah, I mean, you know, they're kind of the Denton cop over there. Denton's way to the north. He must live over here somewhere. That or he's getting a warrant or something. The other thing is, you know, that like so many other ones, they're not very professional. So, like if you come up to the counter, you know, because yeah, it's one of those where they don't man the counter. You know, you come in, there's nobody at the counter, you got to wait for somebody to walk up. But you know, you can see back to where they're putting all the burritos and stuff together. I'm talking about this particular Taco Casa, by the way. I'm not talking about them in general. Need to get over, but I don't want to be in front of the daggone cop. Maybe he'll go around me. Gosh dang it. I don't want to be in front of the police officer. Sorry, I'm paying attention to this cop. I need to get over one lane to the right, but if I do that, I'll be right in front of the cop. I can stay here, but this lane eventually runs out. Okay, he changed lanes, so I'm going to change lanes. Anyways, so they do that thing where you come up there, were sitting there making the burritos and stuff. There's like 2 people. Actually, at the time, there was 1. And at first, I thought she was going to do the right thing. She looked up and she said, somebody will be right with you. I'm like, okay, cool. That usually doesn't happen. But then she says, Rebecca? She says, somebody will be right with you. Rebecca? Like that. So I thought she was talking to somebody back there named Rebecca that I didn't see. You know? So I'm just kind of, so I'm not staring at her. I'm just kind of looking around. This is, happening real quick. And then she says, do you have are you here to place an order or for a pickup? I said, a pickup. She's like, is it for Rebecca? And then I said, no, it's the name. And then I realized, oh, she was asking me if I'm here there for Rebecca. It's like, okay. So all of that went out the window. Oh, you just want to tell these people, don't just say Rebecca. So what you would do is say somebody will be right with you, but are you here for a online pickup, a mobile pickup, something like that? Then I would have said yes. And then they should have said, are you here for Rebecca? And I would have said, no, I'm here for whoever I was there for. And then she would have been like, oh, okay, we've got it right here, we're working on it. But that's not what happened. By the way, on that story I was just telling, she never stopped making burritos, never came to the counter. All that was hollering to me back from the kitchen. So that's what I mean by unprofessional. Okay, I got a Wingstop order. I was coming back down from up north, coming down the service road. This happens all the freaking time. I come down the service road, get a Wingstop order. Which, lately it's not that big of a deal because Wingstop has gotten a lot better than they used to be. Hold on one second. Wow. It's 5:19. This is completely clear. Where the hell is everybody? I was going to say, and then I got to deal with this. But this is not bad. But I still got to turn left here. So, I mean, this is going to be another example of my luck. A lot of stuff I don't even talk about. But, you go in there, and I mean, like I said, as far as the behavior of the employees, it's way better than it used to be. And a lot of times the order's ready when you come in. So I can't really complain about that. But the order wasn't ready. I didn't have to wait that long for it, but the order included 2 drinks. Sprite and a Coke. So while I'm waiting, another DoorDasher comes in. They get their order. They had a dual order. They get theirs before mine, so they have to go over. By the way, I've explained this before, but Wingstop, at least at this one and other ones that I've picked up from, they make you fill the drinks as a DoorDasher. The reason they do that is there's no fountain behind, where the employees are. The only drink dispenser is out kind of in the dining area. I don't think that's a good enough excuse, but they make you drink. You have to fill the drinks. I've gone to one of these before. I had 9 freaking drinks. I had to fill every single one of them myself after waiting 20 minutes for the order. Anyway, so the DoorDasher had gone over. What that means, you got to sit there and kind of wait in line. So the DoorDasher in front of me went over there to fill their drink, so I got to wait on them. But they stopped to do something on the phone, so I was like, okay. So I got up there, filled the Sprite, then I brought up the Coke. Freaking Coke, just regular Coke is out. I'm like, oh my gosh. And this happens all the time. About 1 in 5 times that I pick up there that I have a drink, whatever flavor that I need is out. And he said, well, you just go ask them to refill it. Yeah, easier said than done. One, usually they're busy. So if you can somehow pull somebody away to fill the drink thing, whoever's doing it doesn't really know what they're doing, and they take absolutely forever to do it. You'll be standing there another 10 minutes waiting for them to refill it. So the next best thing is to contact the customer and ask them if they just want some other flavor, but you got to sit there and hope that they get back with you quickly while you're just standing there. So that's what I did, is texted the customer. Meanwhile, another Dasher comes in. They need a drink. They need to fill their drinks. And then another Dasher comes in. They need to fill their drinks. And I'm like, man, of course it doesn't really matter. I'm sitting there waiting for the customer to get back with me. So I stood there for another, 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm like, man, fine. So I called the customer. And if you've ever been in a Wingstop before, the music's real loud. People are talking. It's hard to hear them, but anyways, I told them that they're out of Coke, and you feel stupid, you know. So it's like, really, they're out of Coke, you know? But I mean, that's not what the customer says, but that's, you almost expect that sort of reaction. But you know, they were nice enough. I just told them, yeah, they're out of Coke. You know, is there another flavor you'd rather have? And they said Dr. Pepper. What's funny about that is I almost just went ahead and did it. I almost just went ahead and did Dr. Pepper, but I was like, you know what? I'll finish filling the Dr. Pepper, and like 2 seconds after I'm done finishing the Dr. Pepper, they'll say they want, I don't know, just another Sprite or something like that. Oh boy, this sucks. They that customer added $1 tip. Oh, nice. Very nice. I don't know why they did it. I guess they felt bad for me. I don't know. It's weird. Thank you for them. God bless them. Okay, so I got the Wingstop order delivered, and then I was trying to head back toward my hotspot, and had just turned going the wrong direction. Well, I just turned and got an order for a dual order for some places that were in the opposite direction. It was $11 and change to go about 7 miles. So I said, man, that's pretty good. But I was already going the wrong damn way. And one of them was for the movie theater. I've never picked up from the movie theater before, so I'm like, what? And another one that sounded familiar, but I couldn't remember ever picking up from there. So I just said, you know, decline. So I didn't have to turn around and try to go back the other way. Right after that was, I don't know if I said this, $11 from about 7 miles. Right? I mean, like, just a few seconds later, I get $14. It's a dual order, $14 to go about the same amount in miles. I'm like, oh my God. So I ended up, I took that one, had to go back the other direction anyways. Oh man, it's like I'm being messed with sometimes. Anyways, I'm speeding. Speeding is 25 through here. I'm going 35, or was. One of the orders is Subway, the other one's Chili's. I get to Subway, there's one guy in the dining room eating. Well, he wasn't even eating. And there's a lady behind the counter, older lady behind the counter, you know, employee. She's on the phone. And I hear her say that she's out of lettuce. I'm like, man, I sure hope that's not my order that I'm here to pick up. They're out of lettuce. Subway, they're out of lettuce. Sure enough, as I'm listening to her talk, I hear her say the name of the customer. I'm like, oh my God. And then I start thinking, well, what is she doing? And I'm like, I realize, oh, she's calling the DoorDash corporate to try to, because she doesn't have a number for the customer to tell them, you know, they're out of whatever item, to see what the customer wants to do. You know? And, you know, this is something I've talked about before. It's like that should not be the case. It shouldn't be on the dasher to have to contact these customers. The store should have that information. I really have no idea. Now that I'm looking at where this is going, I have no idea why the GPS took me this way. I don't know, maybe it was faster. Anyways, so I'm kind of waiting over there, you know, to make it clear I'm there for a pickup. Meanwhile, another guy comes in like right after I did, and he stands right by me. I'm thinking, must be like a dasher or something. Like, what is this dude doing? At some point, the lady had addressed me and said that she'd be right with me, and I was like, okay, you know. And I started thinking, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it should be me calling the customer, I guess, if they're out of lettuce, but I really don't want to. You know, so I'm just kind of standing there, you know, waiting for her to get done, thinking about that. the guy next to me, he walks behind the counter. So he stood there for a little bit, and then he walks behind the counter like in their office. And it's like, oh, this is an employee? And then he says to the lady, he should have the phone number to call. I'm like, I want to tell the dude, shut the hell up, dude. Mind your own business. And if you work here, what are you doing? You know? I guess he was off or something. He just came in to pick it. I don't know what he was doing. So anyways, so she looks at me, she's like, can you call him? I was like, yeah, I can call him. And I mean, there's really nothing she could have done anyways. I guess I feel a little bit bad looking back, because if I just kept standing there, you know, we would have been at kind of an impasse. I probably eventually would have said, hey, you know, I've got the customer's contact information. If you don't have that, then you know, I could try contacting them. But again, it's wrong. That it should not be that way, and that's a great example of why. But you know, I've had plenty of examples. So anyway, so I tried to get a little bit more information. Apparently, you know, the itemization in the app for what the customer ordered is very general. And remember, I don't work at Subway, so I don't know what's what. I mean, I know what a roasted turkey is, but roasted turkey what? Doesn't say on what kind of bread, doesn't say what else they want on the sandwich, nothing. You might just see roasted turkey, that's it. You know, one of them just said tuna something. So apparently 2 of the items were bowls, not sandwiches. And so she had no way of putting lettuce on the sandwich, even though, the bowl, even though it comes with lettuce. So I'm like, okay, but I'm still thinking, okay, well, so what? I mean, I'm going to tell the customer they're out of lettuce, and the customer's going to come back, okay, so what? And they're going, what can you do? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. I don't work at Subway, and I'm not going to hand the employee my phone. You know? Luckily, it didn't turn out the way. I got on the phone with the customer. He was, you know, very cooperative. You know, I just told him, yeah, they're out of lettuce. I'm not sure what can be done here. And he just said, well, can they just put it on a sandwich? And I said, sure, let me ask, you know. So I asked them. They said, yeah, but again, it's not going to have lettuce. And so that's what I told the customer. He's fine with that. I said, okay. So then I go sit down. While I'm sitting there, you know, just one person after another comes in. And everybody's now standing in line. Meanwhile, that guy that came behind the counter, he left. And I'm like, wow, this girl really needs some help. This lady, she's by herself. It's Friday night. Where are the other people that are supposed to be helping her? You know, I felt for her. And she had to be stressed out. Meanwhile, I knew there was going to be chips. Some Subways, they get the chips for you and put it in the bag, which is the way it should go. Some make you do it. Make the dasher do it. So I come up, she's got all the items in the bag. She mumbled something, I didn't hear what she'd said. But then I asked her, I said, is the chips in the bag? She's like, the customer wanted classic Lay's.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Landing Creek Lane.
She says, we're out of regular chips. And I knew what she meant. But I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I didn't say that, but oh my God. And she's like, just grab whatever chips, you know. And I'm thinking that okay. If I just go over there and just grab say I grab jalapeno.
Onto Landing Creek Lane.
You know, maybe this customer is allergic to jalapenos or something. You know, maybe they just don't like it.
Texas 76262. USA will be on the right.
Hold on, this stupid idiot. Freaking you
15,548
can't wait for me to finish my turn?
Yarberry Drive, Roanoke, Texas 76262. USA is on the right. The customer requested you leave the order at their door. They added the following instructions. Leave at my door.
It's going to be hard to angle out of here because I got a vehicle directly behind me. People parking on this freaking curb. I'm not talking about the car there, although that was a problem too. There's a car directly behind me, so as I'm trying to back out of the driveway, you know, I have to be careful. And they had room in their driveway. Starbucks. $7, 10.2 miles. I took it. You know, when you're several miles away from a location, you're getting orders. They're either really busy, there's a lot of orders out there, or there's not enough DoorDashers, or both. Let me try to finish my story real quick. So, anyways, I'd sat there, probably altogether 15 minutes, and that's in addition to the time it took just to get to the subway. And I was sitting there hoping that the Chili's order would be ready. Luckily, it was. But yeah, I mean, so I ended up grabbing just, they wanted Lay's Classic. I grabbed Lay's Sour Cream, and I'm just sitting there thinking, you know what? I hope they're okay with sour cream, because I don't want to sit here and go through the process of calling the customer again and negotiating with them a substitute. It's like, why am I being put in that position? All I'm supposed to be doing is picking up the order and bringing it to the customer. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what DoorDash says. Nothing. But it was kind of funny though. After she got off the phone, I was like, I don't know how it came up, but she was talking about how she was having a hard time understanding, because I know. I said what probably happened was they thought you were the Dasher. I don't think she understood what I was saying, but yeah, I think they thought she was the Dasher, because some of the things we're saying, they were asking her to call the customer, and she was trying to say, I don't have the customer's number. And that, the employee, the Subway employee, told me that they were telling her there's nothing they could do, which is not true. They could have called the customer and said, hey, Subway has called us saying they're out of lettuce. But anyways, I told her, I said, yeah, I think that they probably thought you were the Dasher. And then she was saying, well, it's just hard to understand what they're saying. I know exactly what they mean. I know this is going to offend people, but you're calling into a call center that is in like India or something. And they speak English, but most of them have really strong accents, and they talk real fast. And you don't understand what they're saying half the time. You might catch little, bits and pieces, but it's like you need to understand everything they're saying, so there's no miscommunication. And so it's that by itself is frustrating. Besides that, all the wasted time. So I just told her, I said, I know exactly what you mean. This is what we go through. I say we. I don't know about other Dashers, but I know that's what I go through. You got any kind of problem at all, you call in, and you got to go through that. And it's not just that, by the way. They've got their little script that they follow. I don't know if it's something actually printed out or it's just taught, but either way, they follow a script. And if you give them, if they're having to try to figure out anything that's not on their script, they fall apart. They don't know what to do. But of course, they're not going to say that. So they'll say and do things that actually don't solve the problem, or don't solve the problem properly, because they don't know what to do, because it's off their script. I'm actually probably going to cut the video, but let me get out of this spot. There's no sense in recording this. Just wanted to kind of give an update. Yeah, it was ready and bagged up. The only problem is you go in there. This Starbucks, I talked about before, this particular Starbucks, they won't put the order on the counter where you would pick up online or carry out orders. They put it behind the counter so that you have to check in, you have to ask for an employee to hand it to you, which pisses you off. And even after you've checked in, I'll go down to that part of the counter, so I'm out of the way, I'm not standing right there where people check out and stuff. And they won't bring it down there to you. You still have to walk back over there to them. It's so lazy, man. They're inconsiderate. But anyways, so I go in, I walk up. I haven't checked in. He hasn't said anything to me. He's just picking up the online order bag and handing it to me. And I'm thinking in my head, what are you doing? This is happening real fast, but I'm thinking, what are you doing? This is kind of stuff. it just drives you nuts. So, what should have happened is, hi, how you doing? How can I help you? Oh, I'm here for a DoorDash order. Okay, what's the name? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, let me check. Okay, yeah, I got it right here. Here you go. Thank you. But that's not what people do. God forbid our language doesn't ever get distilled down to like that. The way people behave. We'll just like, instead of saying an entire sentence, with what do you call that, the subject and preposition, whatever, and just say like one or two words, and you just got to figure out what they're saying. Because people are so lazy with everything. It's like, why can't you just greet me and let's make sure, you know why I'm here, and all the stuff.